Welcome to our demonstration of Snyk's developer-first cloud-native application security platform. Snyk was founded on the belief that traditional application security tools do not work effectively in today's world. The focus on digital transformation, where companies compete and disrupt one another based on their technology, has brought about fundamental changes to the software development process and the applications themselves that necessitate a new way of thinking about application security. Snyk was built to address these changes by reimagining application security with a developer-first approach and applying that approach across all the elements of today's cloud-native applications. There are three core changes that drive the need for a new approach to application security. First, the process of building applications has changed, with DevOps and continuous development practices increasing the pace at which software is built and deployed. Secondly, the code that makes up the application itself has evolved to include more third-party code in more parts of the application, and this brings new risk and new requirements for security. And third, the application stack has changed, with cloud-native technologies like containers and infrastructure as code moving the boundaries between securing applications and securing infrastructure. The process of modern development has changed, with more agile development and frequent integration and deployment of code. In addition, the culture and team alignment of modern development has changed from a siloed model of development building and throwing over a wall applications for security and ops teams to run and protect, to a more integrated and collaborative approach to building, running, and securing software. The traditional approach of putting the responsibility of securing applications on the security team is too slow and does not scale. The combination of a larger development team and a continuous integration and deployment cycle does not support a model where development can stop and wait for a security review or a fix from a relatively smaller AppSec team. The response has been to shift security left in the SDLC. However, shifting left is not enough. Giving developers tools designed for security experts does not work, and building gates into CI/CD pipelines does not solve the scale problem. A successful approach needs to enable security to be built continuously to align with the iterative DevOps model, and the responsibility for security has to be initiated from development, with the application security team acting in a supporting, advising, and governance role for the model to scale. Similar to how ops evolved in DevOps, so too must security to enable DevSecOps. Traditional application security tools tend to focus on the custom application code written by developers, but the code that makes up an application has changed. In order to maintain the pace required to compete in a digitally transforming world, application development has transformed from developers coding functionality to assembling applications via a combination of proprietary and open source code. The code runs in containers that leverage more third-party code and are deployed via infrastructure as code technologies like Kubernetes and Terraform. This increases the speed, but also the risk, as the vast majority of overall code base is often the third-party code, which creates a new ownership and security responsibility for the company. Open source code quickly becomes the majority of the overall code base. 80 to 90% of overall code is open source code versus custom proprietary code. The vulnerabilities present in open source code are known to attackers, and bots are constantly probing to find opportunities to take advantage of those vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities are more likely to be found and exploited than a single hacker probing for vulnerabilities uniquely found in the custom proprietary code. And the vast majority, over 80% of vulnerabilities, are found in indirect dependencies in open source libraries that the developer may not even know that they included. In addition, the container and cloud configuration definitions are also now part of the application. Containers bring their own vulnerabilities, with hundreds of Linux packages coming from public sources, which can contain hundreds of vulnerabilities. And infrastructure as code technologies like Kubernetes and Terraform bring opportunities for insecure configurations, and are first being touched by developers now, who often do not possess the expertise to ensure that they're deploying safe configurations. Finally, the code written by the company still needs securing, and SaaS needs to be a part of the solution. It needs to work with developers to scale, and it can work faster if it's only focusing on the 10 to 20% of code that is custom code in the application. And what constitutes an application has changed as cloud deployment has transformed more of what was traditionally infrastructure to code with different needs, ownerships, and responsibilities to secure it. Traditional application security tools focus on finding vulnerabilities in the functional code of an application, while OPSEC focused on securing the infrastructure, originally the boxes and networks in the data center, and as cloud adoption grew, the OS and VMs. However, the cloud native application stack has emerged with code defining application containers, services, and infrastructure provisioning, and the line between AppSec and OPSEC has moved because that code has become an essential part of the application, is created by developers, and must be secured as a part of the application security process to avoid vulnerable code being deployed in production. Snyk's cloud-native application security platform is unique in the industry as the only developer-first solution that enables the entire cloud-native application to be built quickly and securely in a DevOps environment. The core elements of the platform are a focus on the developer as the user of the solution across the product experience. Designed to work like a developer tool, it is frictionless and intuitive for developers. It works where they work, in the IDE where they build, and the SCM where they merge code changes. It makes it easy to not only find issues, but to fix them through actionable remediations and automating remediation, for example, with one-click pull request automation wherever possible. For the developer, the value is not in finding the issue. It is in fixing the issue quickly and getting back to developing. It integrates across the software development lifecycle. Security is built into the development process with automated integrations with IDE, SCM, CI/CD, and security policies enable continuous security testing with the appropriate level of action taken at each phase of the development. It leverages our industry-leading vulnerability database, combining public sources, contributions from the developer community, proprietary research, and machine learning, and is augmented and enriched by a dedicated research team to ensure the most complete, timely, accurate, and actionable security intelligence for the solution. It provides the visibility and control needed by AppSec and Ops teams to support and govern secure development at scale through reporting, contextual prioritization, and policy setting and management. And as shown in the middle, these common elements are applied to help developers secure all the components of modern cloud-native applications, the code, the open source, containers, and infrastructure as code with a single platform. And Snyk can also extend our solution to support DAST via our partnership with Rapid7, offering their industry-leading Insight AppSec product to Snyk customers to further extend the application security coverage we provide. Overall, the market has responded well to our value proposition and the differentiated approach we have taken to application security. In just 5 years, we have reached 1.5 million developers on the platform, including those from our over 700 paying customers and our free users. Our customers tend towards the more modern development shops, those that rely on technology as a key component of their business and that are adopting cloud-native technologies and DevOps practices and cultures.